Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Health Check. Health Check, as you know, is sponsored by Kingdom Health Connections, which is a health promotional resource center. It's all about cultivating a culture of health, wellness, and healing for you and the entire family. I'm your host, Dr. Vanessa Bolling. Come on in, everyone. Good morning. I pray that you're having an awesome Tuesday morning. I pray that you are blessed this morning. Come on in, stop, take a minute, check in on you. As you know, this whole month we've been talking about overeating and ways in which we can prevent overeating, ways in which we can stop the cycle and break the cycle of overeating. So during this segment throughout this month, we're talking about tips that you can use, practical tips that can be used to be implemented in your day-to-day life. Good morning, everyone coming in. As you can see, the topic is overeating. And this week's health tip is practicing eating slower. So we eat fast for multiple different reasons. Perhaps we have some place to go. Perhaps, the system is set up at some of our jobs where we have to have lunch within 30 minutes. So with 30 minutes of eating, we've trained ourselves to eat fast. Um, we've got to get from one destination to the next. So we're eating in our cars and we're eating really fast. We're not really giving our bodies the time to digest the way that it should. There's so many different factors. Sometimes we're emotionally eating, so we've trained ourselves to eat really, really fast. So many different things that can factor into why we eat as fast. Perhaps we live a fast-paced life, and we've trained ourselves to eat really fast. So, but fast eating really can lead to overeating. And I'm going to share with you why on this morning. Something else that fast eating causes us to eat more calories. Do you know? Let me put up a visual here that in order for our brains to get the hormone release, the neurochemical responses that it needs from the gut to the brain, it takes roughly 20 minutes for that to happen to let our bodies know that we are full. 20 minutes. 20 minutes of eating can cause the neurochemical responses in our brain to take place from our gut to our brain. 20 minutes of eating. The question that I ask now is, how fast are you eating? How fast have we trained ourselves to eat? Because a lot of the times, by the time we're eating really fast, so we're eating more calories. So it actually disrupts the normal regulation that's supposed to be in place for our gut to tell our brain that we're now full. We disrupt that whole cycle when we eat fast. And as a result, we end up overeating, we end up eating more calories, and then we know the rest. We feel bloated, we feel uncomfortable, we feel sluggish. The itis that sometimes we embraced as a norm then starts to kick in. So, there's a few tips that I want to share with you today because we want to work with our body and not against our body. We want to give our bodies exactly what it needs to thrive, to be able to be in health, to be able to be well, and to be able to heal itself. So these tips that I'm sharing is so that our bodies can literally prosper and be in good health. And it starts with how we do things, and really taking control and being in control of our day, taking and being in order over our day. Yes, we may only have 30 minutes to eat, but perhaps it's the amount that we're trying to eat in such a short period of time. And perhaps it may be stopping, taking a minute, stepping away from the computer, stepping away from your cubicle, and just eat. So sometimes you hear the term mindfully eating. So really giving that attention to eating. So that way, those cues that are supposed to go from our gut to our brain can really actually do what it needs to do within 20 minutes of eating. We only need 20 to 30 minutes of eating. So the first pointer that I want to share is take 20 to 30 minutes to actually eat that meal. Take 20 to 30 minutes of actually eating that meal. Stop, move away from the cubicle, and just eat. So that way, your gut can tell your brain, we're good. we're good. We're satiated, we're full. Like I mentioned on last week, we have that light pressure, but we're not overly gaseous or bloating and feeling uncomfortable as a result, right? So let's take that minute, take those 20 to 30 minutes to actually eat without interruption. The next thing that I wanted to actually share is finish chewing what's in our mouths. How many times are we eating, and we already got the next bite in our hand? Whether it's in our hand, it's on our fork, it's on our utensil. Finish eating what's in our mouth. Take the time to chew. Take the time to take in the taste. Take the time to take in the textures. Have the experience. If you're at the table with your family members or your friends, or maybe you're just at the park and you're eating, take the time to chew. Have that experience while you're eating, because a lot of the times we're responding to our appetite because we haven't really told our mind that we're eating, because we're working while we're eating, we're driving while we're eating. So we have not taken the time to tell our mind that we're eating. So take the time, finish chewing what's in your mouth, and tell your brain, by way of the neurochemistry that already functions in your body, that I'm eating now and I'm actually enjoying what I'm eating. So that way I'm not now going to overeat because I didn't stop and just eat the way that I should have. So finish chewing what's in your mouth. The next thing that I wanted to share was put your utensil or put the food down in between each bite. Put the food down in between each bite. Because I'm teaching this, because I'm sharing this, because I'm sharing this wealth of knowledge, I myself have been a lot more conscientious about putting the food down. And a lot of the time, and I've realized even this past week as I was doing it, I didn't even finish eating what was on my plate. And it wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot. It was well portioned, but I found that I actually reached that satiety a lot sooner because I stopped, took a minute, put the food down. We know we can eat. We have the next bite on our fork already. We're not even done chewing it. We already start putting it in our mouths, and the next one in our mouth, and the next one in our mouth. So take the time, put the utensil down, put the food down, and enjoy that food that's in your mouth. Experience it, as you may hear the term, mindfully eat. That's just a matter of just stopping, take a minute, and let this time be for eating. Be conscientious of that, and tell your brain, I'm eating right now. So that way the neurochemistry that normally functions in your body can do what it needs to do. So hey, these are the tips, the takeaways that I wanted to share with you. Overeating is such a big topic because I was actually reading a research study. It was like a qualitative study from 2020, and it showed that most people who are in the category of overeating, um, they thought that they overate. They would eat anywhere from 30 grams, which is a handful, in a minute. So a handful of whatever you're eating in a minute, or they'll eat up to 50 grams in a minute, and that could be three slices of bread in a minute. Even potatoes, 2 to 3 potatoes in a minute. And that's huge. And they were able to recognize that most people who overeat will do that range. Eat a whole handful in 1 minute. We're talking 60 seconds. So you can imagine what happens now in 30 minutes, what happens in 20 minutes, because we're eating so fast. So slow down, take a minute. There's so much to this in terms of eating. But here on Health Check, it's just a quick stop, check in, take a minute to check in on you, and really begin to look at, why might I be overeating? Why might I be eating so fast? What's going on? Is it because I had to eat within a certain period of time in my upbringing? Is it because of my work schedule? Is it because I'm trying to do multiple things in a short period of time, in 30 minutes? Now we know we may have a 30-minute break, but by the time we stop, walk down to the break room, it's done. It's now 20 minutes. So there's so many different factors that could affect why we eat fast. And we really need to be intentional. That's really what's going to help us, is being intentional about the times that we're stopping, we're taking a minute, we're eating, and we're allowing our gut to tell our brain that, listen, I'm satiated, I'm full, I'm satisfied. So we have the choice today between life and death, blessings and curses. I call on all of heaven to witness the decision that you and I make today, oh, that we would choose life so that not only we would live, but our descendants would live as well. Go ahead and put hashtag I choose life this morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Brother Joel. Good morning, Sister Caritha. Good morning, everyone tuning in. So go ahead and put hashtag I choose life. Let's choose life by doing what? Eating slower, taking the time to enjoy the food, experience what we need to experience, because these things are vitals for us to be able to thrive. If you are in the Hartford area this Sunday, feel free to stop by the Apostles' House in Hartford, 131 Elliott East, in Hartford, Connecticut, this Sunday. Join us for service at 11 a.m. There is an awesome series that's taking place on different toxic maternal patterns that we might have been raised by. And guess what? Some of these patterns are linked to why we overeat. So I challenge you, I charge you, tune in. If you can't get in the building, come in or tune in on Facebook or YouTube, because this is very important. It's transforming our lives, to say the least. But after the service, on the upper level, there will be the blood pressure clinic that's going to be functioning for about 30 minutes after the service, free of charge. Join us on the second level. We have nurses, medical assistants, doctors. We're all there to just help you, push you along on your journey, by making, raising your awareness, letting you be aware what your blood pressure, your heart rate is. So that way, we can start to do the transformative work first in our minds, so then we can then transform our bodies so that we can remain in good health. I pray that you all were blessed. Tune in with me next Tuesday, 9 a.m. here on Facebook Live, as well as YouTube. Go over to YouTube, like, as well as share. And also remember, there's the Kingdom Health Connection page. There are ways in which there's motivational things that are there to help encourage you on your lifestyle of health. This is our lifestyle of health. This is not a one and done. This is not a quick fix. These are gradual, perpetual changes that we're doing so that way we can be in good health, train our children to do the same. I pray that you all were blessed. As always, I'll see you here again, 9 a.m. Facebook Live, as well as YouTube. See you then. Bye-bye.